we go. Morning, everyone. We got to Dr. Thomas's office today. They've already put thing in my eye and make a mole out of it. He just also found out the color for my right eye. What they're going to do is paint it today and stuff. And it's like a dark bluish gray color. And I'm not here alone. My mom is here. Say hi, Mom.
Calvin, don't do that.
But I have recorded on. I got a good bit of it recorded on the tablet, even though I had a little trouble on this one this morning. So I don't know why, but hopefully all this information will help those who have asked me what are you going through, how the doctor does this, and everything. So this is so far as the last leg of this journey so far. But after today, I will no longer have to wear the patch on my left eye. It'll look just like this. So they had to take a mold of the front eye. Now what they did was take a plastic thing, looks like a little sponger, like a plunger, but it's hard plastic. And what he did was put it in my eye right here, shot some mold stuff that will doesn't harden, but it's like real soft. And right now he's making a mold of it, and he's already picked out the color what it's supposed to look like on this eye, and it will look on this. So far, that's the way it's going. But yeah, I will keep y'all up to date. I'm sorry I did not get to the questions. If any of you ask questions from my doctor, I will give it to him as soon as I can. Everything. I appreciate all what y'all have done, prayers and kind words and everything. But yeah, I'll keep y'all updated. Thank y'all. This is Dr. Thomas. He's the one that's making the eyes today.
I gotta fix my hair. Look at that. Golly. Okay.
So can you tell them what you've done already?
Well, what we did, we make the eye 6 to 8 weeks after surgery because we wait for the swelling to go down. Generally, a patient comes in with a little conformer, which is a clear disc in the socket. This helps to retain the space and actually helps with the swelling, but sometimes they fall out and they don't put them back in, which is okay. But what we did today with Lloyd, we took an impression of his socket. We put an impression tray in there, and it has a little snout on it. And then what we do is we mix this moldite or alginate material. I put it in a syringe, and then we inject it into the socket. But I don't really want to say inject because it's not a needle, but we use it as a water gun. And what happens, this goes into the socket, and it sets up in about a minute. And what it does, it gives us a reading. So what we do is we're making a mold now, which would be, this is what the inside of the eye would look like. So what we do, we pour a top on this, which I'll show you later, which we have setting up now for Lloyd. So then we actually make a wax pattern from this, and that's what we start to make the eye from.
Thanks, Dr. Thomas.
You're welcome.
To many of you out there, I hope it has helped so far. So, we're going to keep doing this. I'm going to pause and stuff. But, like I said, I'm going to hope this helps and everything. So I'll keep doing this later, okay? All right.
Okay, so let's see.
Oh,
This is the mold. Actually, we have the impression tray inside. So what we do is pour a top and a bottom, break this apart, and this tells me what Lloyd's eye looks like inside. You can see there's an implant in there. That's a ball that the surgeon sewed in. And then this is the other part. So we take the impression out, and it gives me a front curvature of the eye. So what we're going to do now is put this together like that. And through this hole, I'm going to pour wax, and we're going to make a wax pattern from his impression.
Thanks, Dr. Thomas.
All right, so okay, now this is the mold. So what we did, we had the bottom, then we poured a top, and then I took the impression material out, and that little hole there is where the stem was, where I injected the material into the socket initially. So then we break this apart, and I took the impression out, and then I put a separating medium on here and close it up. Then we poured hot wax down inside there. And once we did that, we ended up getting a wax pattern. So now this is what we're going to take, and this is what we're going to begin to make the eye from. So it's just going to be a shell. The reason it's a shell is because the implant that Lloyd has in there is like a marble, and then we're just fitting this shell over that. So that's why the eye is a shell. A lot of people used to think they look round like marbles, although the natural eye is round. But when they take the eye out, they put an implant in there, and then we have the curvature of the implant, so the eye will fit back on that shell. So now we're going to take this and smooth it up. So now we just take our weapons here of mass destruction and carve and carve, and that now what I'm doing, we're prepping this to make a wax eye. So we do a fitting session now, and when we put this in, we check the relationship to the fellow globe and just do a comparison, and we add and delete. And this is wax, so we have a alcohol torch here that we use, and this is what we take and smooth up the wax with. So it's just a needlepoint flame here. So what we're doing is smoothing it up. And eventually we're going to put a base iris in it, which the color that we've selected is just the base color. So this will actually look like a ocular prosthesis when it's done in wax. Once we get this fitted, we will convert it to acrylic, and that's actually what the final prosthesis would be made out of. So we're just smoothing up the pattern. Cool it off in water here. Now what I'm going to do is put my racing stripes on here. What I'm doing here is marking the pattern for the medial and lateral canthi area. The canthi areas are the edges of the eye towards the nose and the lateral side. And this way I'm marking this pattern, so when I put it in and let Lloyd wear it for a few minutes, and I want to know that it's not rotating on me. Because it'd be horrible to make the eye and have him blink and then have the eye flip out of position. So this way I know I stabilize it when I put it in. Lord, do you know of anybody that wears an artificial eye?
I know
Yeah.
one fella, he's in Grenada.
Mm-hmm.
He always meets me in the McDonald's
Mm-hmm.
in the Grenada area. And he had his done from Greenwood, but his was a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But always asked me how this one's going to do, and I told him I would let him know. Has there ever been an eye that's been real difficult for you to handle?
Oh, some cases, yeah. It depends on the reason for the injury. We had a guy one time was working with a chainsaw, and the chainsaw bounced off the log and bounced up and cut him across here, and he had a lot of orbital bone cut and damage. So, yes, we do get some tough cases, or we've had some self-inflicted gunshot wounds, things like that, or even firecrackers. We've had kids with fireworks messing with them at the wrong time, or they didn't explode, so they go and pick them up, and then they explode in their hands, and they damage their eyes. We've had that happen a number of times.
Have you also worked with military veterans?
Yes. And we've had policemen that have been injured on the field, and had the privilege to make Sammy Davis and I when I was in New York doing this, and Peter Falk. Met Helen Keller at one time.
1 second. My bad.
My youngest son said she's the perfect woman. Helen Keller.
She was fabulous.
He says she can't hear, she can't see.
Right. She could talk.
Oh, okay. Well, he said she was the perfect woman because of that.
Oh, because she couldn't.
That's what he said.
Okay, Lloyd, we're going to put this in, all right, buddy?
Okay.
So what we do when we put it in, we raise the upper lid, walk it in, just keep easing it in and pull the bottom lid down, and voila. So let's see, Lloyd, how do we do this thing?
You
You're going to look at yourself. We're going to swing this around so you can see Lloyd now wearing the pattern. So you can see we have his lid up. It's not closed like it was before. So he's going to wear this for about 10 minutes to get used to it. So you might want to turn it off and relax.
Okay.
Okay, Lloyd, just look straight at me a second, buddy. Open your eyes as big as you can. All right, don't go away.
It does feel weird.
Yeah. Well, what's it doing now? It's starting to hold your lid up, okay?
Okay. Yes, sir. It was a
You said
9.
before, you know how your lid was drooping and you said something about it. Now it's not.
Yes, ma'am. Let me see if he pause this. Okay, it's going.
All right, so what we're doing now, I took the eye and I marked where I want the iris to be. So what we did, we took that pre-painted color, and what I did, I heated my tree fine here, which is just a hole. I heated this, and then we put it in the wax, so it gave me a space where I want to put the iris. So then I put the iris down in there, and now what I'm doing, I'm just floating wax around it to seal it in the wax pattern. And so we're actually, like I said before, making a wax eye. So now we can start to see it's starting to look like an eye. So now we'll smooth this up. So what I do is just take this burner, flow it over the wax gently, and what it does, it smooths it out. Because if we put this in Lloyd's socket rough, he'd take me up to the ceiling with him because it would hurt. So we don't want that to happen. I like to keep both feet on the ground. And then we cool it off. Okay, now let's see how we can do this. All right. Okay, Lloyd. So now, Lori, what we're going to do is we're going to insert this pattern, all right? You're on camera, so don't scream.
Okay.
So what we do is raise the upper lid, walk it in, pull the bottom down.
Kind of warm.
All right.
Is it? Oh, thank you.
Careful.
Okay. Okay. You still got that there, so you can take the thing out.
Well, that's sort of my guide where the iris is going to be. I could leave that on there. That's $5 extra. You don't need a suction cup to take it out. You just grab it like a handle.
Okay.
Move your eye left and right. Just move your eyes. Move your eye. Look left and right. There you go. Good. All right. Good. You're moving a little bit. Yeah, super. All right, Lloyd, so now what we do is just let this thing settle in there, let you get used to it again, all right? And what I'm doing, I get away from you for a few minutes, so what happens? The muscles relax, okay?
Yes, sir. So the cleaning, you said go towards the nose, don't go to the out.
Correct.
Always wash it with shampoo. Never take it out to wash it, right?
Well, you can, yeah. Oh, yeah, take it out and wash it with Johnson's baby shampoo and rinse it good. Now, if you're in the shower, a lot of people let water run in it, rinse it, that's feasible. But what you have to be careful is don't pull this lid way down, because if you do and look up, it could pop out on you, okay?
Okay.
And then always wipe it toward the nose. If you rub it out, the eye could flip around. Then you'll be looking where you shouldn't be.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
You're doing good. All right, so I'm going to let it set again, all right? Anytime we make